Everybody, it's Steph from the Hot Moon Podcast, and boy, did Gervonta Davis get rocked a whole lot in this fight. And it ends in a draw, unfortunately, for Lamont Roach. Look, man, I'm gonna say this. All right, look, prior to this fight, Gervonta Davis 30-0. Okay, there was some talks just like a couple months back about just, him only having to want to fight a few more times, and he wants to hang it up. Okay. And I kind of scratched my head because I have a lot of respect for Gervonta Davis. He's a hell of a fighter. But I've always made the case. I just didn't think he was active enough. Okay. Prior to this fight, it's been a long ass time since he's had a fight. You know what I'm saying? So here comes Lamont Roach. I did not know much about him. You know what I'm saying? But he wanted to move in weight and take on the challenge against Tank Davis, man. And he comes in with a 25-1 record. I was like, okay, let's see. And boy, did Gervonta Davis realize this fight was not going to go as planned for him. I don't know what Gervonta Davis' plan was. It seemed like just watching it was like he was, kind of leaving himself open early, trying to get a feel for Roach. And Roach was playing pretty good defense and just kind of like was countering and holding his position. And on a lot of ways, from what I've seen, just looked like he was controlling the ring a lot. Looked bigger, was able to eat a lot of the punches that Davis threw. I mean, in that Martin fight, things got hairy for Martin, and Davis was able to take him out. I think it was like the eighth or ninth round, something like that, right? Okay. I don't know if Tank thought that this was going to be the same formula, and he didn't take. It seemed like he didn't take. Didn't prepare enough for Mr. Roach. Man, look. I can say the fight. I mean, look, man. I don't have the stat sheet, but I mean, the punching output was absolutely ridiculous, and the punches landed was ridiculous for Lamont. I don't know if Gervonta ever dealt with a fighter who had a high volume of output, and it got him frustrated. He was getting frustrated with his camp in between, and then things got really weird when, look, things got really weird when Gervonta took that knee. I think it was the 8th or 9th. He took that knee, man. He took that knee. Boy, and his excuse was that he got grease from he getting his hair done. You know what I'm saying? It was in his eye. And the commentators went off. I was wondering, why didn't that count as a knockdown? That needs to be reviewed. That is not acceptable. Eye test, and then Lamont looked like he was just these guys were trading shots late, but it seemed like the shots that Lamont Roach was landing were more devastating and rocking Gervonta Davis a lot. Man, the eye test told me Lamont won this fight. Okay, I know these weird judges in boxing, man. They always do this stuff. I get they want to protect Tank Davis because that's PBC's boy. He's on that big contract. You know what I'm saying? You can't have him. He's running his mouth about want to hang it up after two or three more fights, and then and then your golden goose almost got dropped. It got wobbly, took a knee. He should have won that. That round should have. Lamont should have won that round for taking a knee, for Davis taking that knee. If it was the other way around, it would have counted against Lamont. You book it, right? But overall, this was a good fight. I mean, when Gervonta was getting rattled, because Gervonta Davis, his jaw, his chin, you got to see how strong it was. He got wobbled a few times, but I think Roach maybe got wobbled once, maybe. I don't know. I think early in the rounds. I'm not sure, but look, man, I felt like he got Gervonta more dazed and confused at times, and really got him flustered, man. These guys were jawing back and forth. Gervonta was just talking way too much. I felt like the ref was interfering way too much at times, man. But from an entertainment aspect, the fight was fantastic. It was really fantastic, and credit to Lamont Roach and his team and his entire camp for having him prepared. There's a reason why Gervonta looked flustered. There's a reason why Gervonta wasn't able to the shots that he was trying to land. He was missing a lot. And the ones he connected, it didn't devastate Lamont. You know what I'm saying? Lamont kept even when Lamont would when I think it was like in the 8th round, he survived the surge from Gervonta, and then he surged right back late in that round. Lamont. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I can't recall a fight where a dude truly brought the fight to Gervonta Davis. And Gervonta Davis, like, look, you're 30-0, right, going into this fight. I mean, a lot of times you control the fight. You're making guys have to adjust to you, and it felt like it didn't seem like Gervonta was able to adjust and make Lamont adjust to him. It felt like he was expecting Lamont to adjust to his style. He was expecting to try to open him up, and I felt like he won. I think he felt like he can maul him later in the rounds, and that just didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like Lamont Roach was able to crack the Gervonta Davis code, right? And it didn't seem like Lamont did anything super technically crazy, right? It just seemed like it looked like he just stuck to his fundamentals, right? I mean, he closed the ring off. He kept it close. Okay, he didn't overexpose himself too much. Okay, and when he needed to counter, and he did that. You know, he landed one nice uppercut in one of the rounds. It was nice, man. I mean, Lamont played. He fought a great fight for a dude who I think a lot of people had a lot of expectations of Gervonta Davis winning this fight. Me personally, I didn't know what to expect because I didn't do this super deep dive or get a lot of history on Lamont. I was like, okay, I'm assuming that Davis should win this fight. Okay, but let's see where it goes. And I was like, once I saw Lamont kind of make it through the 7th and 8th round, I was like, okay, if he can get to the 10th round, he is definitely live to win this fight. And boy, was he live. Disappointing. I am disappointed in Gervonta Davis' performance, man. Not a good performance from him. But again, you got to credit Lamont Roach and his team. But not a good performance from him. Too much talking. The excuse at the end with the grease and the knee. Hey, this is the first time that you've seen Gervonta Davis look like the weaker fighter at times in the ring. Absolutely, man. Crazy. In the draw, they're trying to sequel. You can't have PBC and having that guy already having an L. It's just bad. Not a good end result for Lamont. I think a lot of people can say that Lamont won. Now, if you want to go super stat nerd and find all these third-degree metrics on how Gervonta Davis won or why it's a draw, whatever, man, I'm not listening to that. Okay, you can have that argument somewhere else. I'm speaking from a general watcher, which I am. Go ahead and flame me for being a general fan. Talking about boxing, I don't know a lot, but I do watch the big fights, and this was a big one, only because of Gervonta Davis' name, right? And unfortunately, his name and status wasn't prepared for Lamont Roach's hands. And I felt like, just look at the stats and the output. He was outworking Gervonta a lot. Man, should have won this fight. Looking forward to a draw. We'll see if Gervonta Davis, if they do get that draw, does Gervonta want to see this dude again? Matter of fact, you can make the case that this being a draw probably now adds value to a rematch and can boost a lot of money now that we know who the hell Lamont Roach is that showed up on a big stage. So Gervonta should probably be thankful that this is a big draw to make you more money for another fight. Boy, you got a few more fights left. You're not going to ride off into the sunset with an undefeated record, especially after this type of performance. If he's going to be considered one of the all-time greats with an undefeated record and he fought like this, oh no. It definitely took a shot to his legacy, in my opinion, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all this, man. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.